Hello everybody. We've got the Legends of Fuzz series here. $89. 89 bucks. Let me show you the models. I'm going to go through each one. We're going to play them. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story, a little bit of the history. But if you go to our website right now, this is like the end is near liquidation. We have a good amount of these, so there should be somewhat of a fair play. I mean, there's some models that do not have lots of availability. Let's see here. We've got let me just walk through them real slowly, one by one. I'll show you the models, and then I'm gonna do like more of a deep dive individual, where I'm gonna like tell you the history, and then we're going to play them at the same time. So let's do that. So the first up, so this Supreme is like a Super Fuzz. I've got it hooked up, so I'll do that on the first jam. And then the Bender is the replica of my old tone bender here. And we've got the Crimson is a replica of my old Red Army Overdrive, which is a very early Soviet Big Muff. The plug-in is an old Boss Tone. And the Berkeley is the Fresh Fuzz. This is the Sea Moon Fresh Fuzz. Super cool. And then we've got the classic Smiley, which is this silicone early 70s fuzz face. It's a replica of that. And then lastly, kind of another rare bird here, an old K Fuzz with a treadle, the Mary K. So with that said, I guess we're just going to jump into this. I mean, these have been really cool units, and it was kind of a dream of mine to build a bunch of old weird fuzz pedals that typically get overlooked by companies who could produce more of them. You see a lot of these models in the smaller boutique builders will build clones of tone benders, and they'll build clones of things. They'll do it really well. But if you wanted to reach the masses, you kind of get into a situation where it's like really impossible to find some of these things. So that was the whole goal. And then we launched them in the pandemic. So we had them ready. We were about to do a release, and then the pandemic hit, and the memories there are crazy because we actually went through the lockdown. And so we had to shut the actual business doors down, but we continued to build pedals in our homes. It's a cool piece of history. Let me show you some pictures here. We were literally building stuff like in our houses. This is hilarious. Belle gathered these up. Here's like, you know, there's just cats on the bench kind of stuff. Awesome. And we had, let's see here. My old workshop in my house was awesome. I did the original videos there. We'll look at that. We had, this is like the kitting, like kits where people would take stuff home. Yeah, basically Belle would come up here with some help, and they would kit things out for builders, and then they would take stuff home. So this is like the supplies for that. Such a weird point in history. That was the filming of the original videos, that era. And then more cats. We had a lot of cats here. This is Nick. Nick is filming on his own at home. I was filming on my own, and we would merge it. It was just a pretty crazy time. Let's see here. And this is another fun piece of history. So some of you have bought these, obviously. We've sold about 20,000 total Legends of Fuzz. So it's like 20,000 units since we released them. And the original release date was May 15th of 2020. So it was like literally right at the front of the pandemic. And then we had a secondary release date where we put out a new batch, and that was in 2023. So total, we've sold about 20,000 units. I'm getting live stream updates here, so 1,000 orders have been placed in the last 5 minutes. So I'm just going to keep you guys kind of up to date on what's available and what's in stock as best I can. Let me show you this though. I got to get my history in here before we'll look at stuff. Some of you have Legends of Fuzz, and you have a sticker on the bottom, and it says, "This pedal is special. We made it in our homes during the COVID-19 shutdown in 2020. So if you have that, let us know in the chat if you have one of those. There's a picture. Belle actually, we couldn't find any photos, so she got on Facebook and was like, who has a photo of that? Who remembers that? So this was posted last night. I saw it. And some of the other pedals have it too. You may have noticed it on other things because we were fully building, like literally building in our homes. So if we go to, if you go to the website right now, I mean, this is literally 50% off. And here are the models, and you just click through, and I'm going to get to demoing. I think that's the best thing, is just jump right in and start demoing. Thanks for being here. I haven't really had breakfast, so I'm going to be running on Fuzz, just Fuzz. I have a drum machine. I'm going to do some bass loops over it and then jam on each one and kind of tell you the story and the history. That's hot coffee. That's good. Okay, let's do the Supreme first. So the Supreme here, it is one of the best sellers, like by far. I think it ranks second. It's probably the second bestseller, yeah. So this one, most notably, like John Mayer has used it for the, I guess I just feel like solo tone. He's used it on a couple boards. It is a replica of this particular black Super Fuzz, but essentially the Chenet Super Fuzz, and that comes in a lot of different variations, and it comes in a lot of different versions, but at the end of the day, that's what you're dealing with there. So what I'm going to do, I'll demo it by itself first. This is an octave fuzz, and what that means is it folds the waveform over, and so you hear this like high chirping sound up at the top. It kind of screams. So let's get a little bit of that going. And as you roll this expand control, that's essentially the fuzz knob, right? That's like what that is. And then you have the mode. So each of these is a perfect replication, but we have like the JHS mod. The mode is the mod. That's essentially it. And then on the original Super Fuzz, you have this switch on the front right here, right there. It's a little blurry. We're in manual focus, but that switch is now a push button here. And if I push that in, it's like mid scoop. So let's do a jam with this. I'm here all day. I'm gonna go through each of these. If it takes me 2 hours, it'll take me 2 hours. I'm not super concerned with it. So let's see here. All right. Nick's just coming and going, y'all. Be the fuzz, and then I'll do what I always do, which is some type of clon. I usually turn on a clon after fuzz. By the way, we have these. We have some of these left. The hot pink and the white splatters. So those are also on the website. One thing that this pedal does really well is it sustains while also feeling like it's gonna gate, which is odd. And then it kind of has the upper octave in the sustain, so it sounds like it has like a synth-like nature. I'll try to show you that. So no delay, just you can really hear it. I'll turn a clon on in just a second with it. All right, I'll turn the clon on. Just have to figure out how to stop the bass looping. There we go. So that's that pedal. Now obviously I was playing some weird shoegaze blues nonsense, but at the end of the day, especially with the tone switch here, like if you do that, you get into some really grungy, crazy heavy tones. There's a lot of people, a lot of 7-string players love this because it ultimately just destroys the guitar. Like it's ultimate annihilation of the guitar. So on this, we only have, let's see. Yeah, I don't know what our status is on the Supreme, but that's going to sell really quick. The Bender is going to sell really quick.
We got about 1,000 Supremes.
Yeah, about 1,000. So that's great. There's about 1,000 of those left. I think that's really it on that pedal. Let's see here if there's anything interesting. I got my laptop over here. I'm going to answer a couple questions, or at least one question in between. So this is from our Discord, and that link will be in the chat. So Jessica asks, Josh, I believe in the second release you mentioned having 10 of the Legends of Fuzz ready to go. Only 7 were released. What are the other 3 you wanted to put out? That's a great question. Can you hand me there's 2 of them, they match. They say graphic. Yeah, hand me one of those, just one of them. So this was one of the things I wanted to put out that we prototyped. This is Earth Sound Research. So we have a proto of this. It kind of just didn't feel great in the line. It's hard to explain. I love this pedal and it's super rare, but that was one of them. The 2 others, there were so many things I can't even remember. Like, I I think one was going to be like a silicon. The Shin companion. That was one of the others. There were like so many. So I said 10. We had prototyped the extra 3. We planned on having 10. But there were overall like 20 designs I messed around with, or we tried to fit into this format. But yeah, it ultimately didn't work. So here's our current numbers. We're almost out of Mary Kay's. So the Mary Kay is like a very, very, it's a hard to find pedal because there's really nothing like this. This is what the Edge used on Elevation. I'll go ahead and demo this now. And then what else we got? The plugin's gonna be low 2, and then the bender. So yeah, let's switch over here. Let me switch this out. Let's go to the Mary Kay. The Mary Kay there's a question here I'll answer. It is similar to the Supreme because the Mary Kay is a K, the K fuzz tone. Essentially, it is a super fuzz simplified. And then this treadle is like they call it frequency. It's like the expanse control, but it gives like this weird wah-ish effect when you rotate it. So what we did with the Legends of Fuzz is you have a red jack here, and you can take any expression pedal, and you can plug it in, and it overrides this. So you can do like the real treadle. You can do that in real time. So with that said, I'll put the treadle here. You know how it goes with like trying to play treadles with your foot. I'm sure everyone's tried that at some point. It doesn't end well. Let's clear these off. And so yeah, there we go. That's the Mary Kay. And let me give you a demo of it. All right. All right. Let's not have the volume all the way up. That would be fun. There we go. So I'll attempt to be the Edge here with one hand. You get the idea. So if you've ever heard Elevation, that's how he does that. So it has the octave up thing as well. The Mary Kay, the K, I mean, this is literally made like in a toy factory. It's Japanese made. The actual manufacturer is a bit mysterious, but you peel this like rubber backing off that feels like a Mattel toy from the 70s. And I mean, there's a reason these just don't exist anymore. They fell apart. They kind of got toasted and crunched. So yeah, the Mary Kay is cool. To me, it's probably my favorite in the sense of like getting to bring something really hard to find into a affordable format, especially today. 89 bucks for this is bonkers. And then you get the expression. So let's do a jam. Let's see here. I'm gonna wear this one drum sound out, and you're gonna love it. Let's speed it up though. How about that? Let's see. Oh, that's too fast. Hold on. Too fast. There we go. So let's throw down a bass. bass line. And I'll play it dry for a second. A little bit of analog delay. Both these jams so far sound like some bad version of Starflyer. It's like if Starflyer and Gary Clark Jr. formed a band. I don't even know. Yeah, whatever. I'll do the treadle. It'd be cooler if I could change notes with my right hand or my left hand, but one really cool thing is put like a massive verb on and go to your neck pickup on these octave type effects, these pedal octave type effects, and play really subtly. It can't quite. The fuzz wants all of your input signal, but when you kind of just barely touch the strings, you end up with these like strange artifacts. So I'll do it with just the verb. And the reverb helps kind of hold it for a second because they're so fun. So that's cool. So then heel down. So that is that one. Interesting notes for that one. I think it's my favorite. That gets asked a lot. I think that was already asked in one of the questions. I think it's my favorite because it's such a... I'm going to say a few of these are my favorite. I need y'all to just be okay with that. There's going to be a few that are my favorite. But this is my favorite right now because there had never been a good, affordable... I mean, people had made them, but I feel like they were complicated when they got made. I just wanted to make like a really simple one that threw back to the toy and did what the toy did well. So that's my soapbox for this. I think it's my favorite for now. All right, let's unplug all of this. Let's do another question here. We've got Telecaster52 from Discord. When is Short Circuit? That is said almost like Short Circuit is a calendar event. Maybe it should be. Short Circuit took... Short Circuit is something I love so much, and it's so hard to do. And I have so many things lined up in my home workbench to do. It's maddening. And then I had this bike crash thing, kind of a bad bike crash that kind of ruined it again. I was coming home from Bentonville where I had my crash. I was going to do a Short Circuit that Tuesday. And here we are. I think it's been 10 weeks. And we had already been like, you get the idea. We'll move on from that. So short circuit will happen when I am capable of doing it in a relaxed manner. I have tons of cool stuff to do. I think I do need to, I'm still like lingering on the edges of the Fuzz Face episode. Ironically, we'll play a Fuzz Face here in a minute. But I want to build the Tone Bender 1.5 with you at least, and then move on from Fuzz Face. We're going to do some weird, I want to mod one of those Behringer clones, the lawsuit one. I just want to mod the crap out of it. I want to just destroy it. It'll be so awesome. All right. Belle is entering live numbers here. Is that what's going on? This is technology, people. We have computers with live spreadsheets happening in front of me. So Mary Kay is, again, it was almost gone. Now it's really almost gone. That's the one I just demoed. The Bender is halfway sold, and we had a lot of them. So that's gonna be, that's exciting. I'm so glad to do these at 89. It's a bit above cost. If you are familiar, I did a response video to another YouTuber who tore one of these pedals apart and talked about, hey, it's the thing, like, you could build these at home for like $6 or whatever, the thing that every pedal builder hears. But yeah, I kind of broke down the cost of these. And this is like a true liquidation sell. It's an interesting moment too. Like, I was thinking this morning, I'm a huge fan of ending products before they don't sell well. And I think I've always been impressed with the story of like Jerry Seinfeld. They wanted like another season, but he was like, no, let's go out when it's good. And sometimes these product lines, like, I could drop 3 more of these. We could let it linger. But at the end of the day, these have had an amazing run. We will ultimately, once these are sold out, we will have sold over 25,000 fuzz pedals that were like vintage inspired circuits. To me, that is massively successful and awesome, but we just want to do more things. And we don't want to be a company that has so many SKUs and so much inventory. Like, it just doesn't make sense nowadays to have things setting around like money on your shelves. It's not a smart move with tariffs. It's not a smart move with the economy. So it was like, we order a lot of stuff, right? We order a lot of circuits, a lot of enclosures, and we want to like get that discount in bulk. In this situation, we just have a lot of this stuff that we could prolong. That was the plan, but it feels right to let it go and kind of go out with a bang. And I think it's really cool. These have been an amazing series of pedals. I'm so proud of them. And a few of these, knowing me, will reappear in a normal JHS format one day. It ain't going to happen next year, I don't think, but I would like to see a few of these continue on. All right. This is a casual live stream. There's like people walking in and out. I'm just putting stuff on the floor. It's great. I have everything setting over here, and if I don't put it in the floor, my brain will make me think I need to do it again, and you don't want that. What should we demo next? Belle, what I'm asking you in the comments. What do we want to see next? This mic is so hot it can hear you perfectly fine.
What have we done so far?
We did both octaves. We did the Mary Kay and the Supreme.
Okay, do the Bender, because we're like halfway sold out of those.
Okay.
But there's still a good chunk left.
The Bender is like, it's the first, this pedal is so special. So this right here, this is the fuzz that got me into fuzz. I found it didn't have a back on it. So there was an employee here named Cody. Cody, if you're watching, thank you. He made me like a plexiglass backing for it with a Dremel. It was really cool. But this is made September 13th, 1973. It has a Mike Matthews battery. The shame is you can't see Mike. It would sound better if you could see him on the other side. But it's a germanium. And so what I wanted to do is like, there's a lot of tone benders. This is an MK3 or MK4, really the same circuit. And people make really good copies of this, right? Like really, really good germanium copies. I wanted to make this and put silicon transistors in and have it sound like this. And so when the thing to note here is this is not an exact replication. This is done with silicon, but the sound is an exact replication. We did a really good job, and it was a booger. But it was an example of you can't just change transistors. You have to change the circuit around those transistors. And we got really, really close, like on a microscopic level. And it's awesome. And it's been the bestseller. I got a text a couple months ago from Paul Reed Smith, and he's a man of few words. And he's just, I think the text was like, I got the bender. It's amazing, or something like that. That's all he said. Like, and then I think I said something I haven't heard from him since, but it's just like, I get those texts a lot about this pedal. It has a mode on it, and it's the volume tone attack thing. I mean, it is the tone on this right here. It's more of a, it's like they labeled it treble bass. We just put tone. So let me plug it up. My mute switch is angry. I mean, that is huge sounding. The thing about this model is it does the rat thing. It kind of does a fuzz face thing. It's just big. The tone control is so useful. So I'll just kind of go through the tones here before I jam. If I was using, I'm using a Walrus ACS1 in the live stream rig. If I had a real amp, it would be like feedback perfection. That's so good, so good. All right, let's lay down a bass track, do a jam here. If you got any tone bender questions, let me know. Let's see here. Well, there they are. Okay, let's do a different drum beat. You know, let's branch out. This Beat Buddy's really funny. It has a hip hop section. Belle, you want to do some hip hop?
Oh, heck yeah.
You ready?
Drop the beat.
Wow. We're just gonna loop. It's not a bad beat. And then there's another variation that's okay. That has a drum kit in it because I probably messed it up. But let's do this. Let's do one. All right. We'll call this jam. There's no good name for this jam. Hip hop tone bender. That's horrible. All right, let's see. I mean, I could just loop that one little. I mean, that's kind of good. That's better than like 80% of Spotify. Yeah, I'm here for that. I have no idea what to play over it. Here we go. Yeah, it's like the most so out of everything in the Legends line, other than the Crimson could arguably be said, well, this is like normal. Like all the other fuzzes are pretty quirky when you think fuzzes. Like you've got the Supreme and the Mary Kay, the glitchy octave up stuff. It's not for everybody. Ironically, it's one of the best selling pedals. Sometimes the niche is like needed. The Bender is the most palatable. Like if you're wanting to know which one to buy and there's any of these left, you should buy the Bender because it'll just work for anyone. Like you could be a country player or like a doom metal player. It doesn't matter. So we've sold almost 3,000 units so far. Thank you so much. It's awesome. This is like the best mattress sale ever. You know how the mattress stores are always doing liquidation? I remember being a kid and I saw the word liquidation. I don't think I knew what it meant until I was in my 20s, but I just didn't know what liquid had to do with mattresses. It's the fact. I had no idea. I was like, why are these mattresses liquidating? Because I think I thought liquidating was like giving off liquids.
Melting our mattresses.
I don't know. I don't know what I thought there. So this is, yeah, it's amazing. 3,000 units so far. Super cool. Super cool. That's the Bender. I don't know what else to say about the Bender. I mean, it's iconic. It's the English fuzz. I love the MK3, the MK4 model. Yeah.
Crimson.
Let me answer one question real quick before we do that. So, Vince Chason? Sorry, I'm bad with my own name. Which of the Legends cleans up best with your guitar's volume? That's definitely the Smiley. It cleans up really great. Ryan Hall, which Legends of Fuzz is your favorite? As of right now, it's still the Mary Kay. I feel like it's going to be in trouble as I keep going, especially towards the plugin. The plugin's, it's staring at me, and I think it's my favorite. Robbie F. My biggest question is about Josh's health. Is he okay? I am okay. It's been 10, has it been 10 weeks? It's been 11 weeks? I don't know. So if you haven't heard, I had a really bad mountain biking accident. And when I say really bad, it was actually really bad. I was like bedridden for weeks. I had surgeries on my face. I broke so many things everywhere. But I'm healing up great. I still have issues with this broken finger. But I had surgeries done. I had 29 stitches in my face. It was pretty awesome. A lot of pain relievers. There's a Substack you can check out if you want to understand. If you're like new to like what happened, you can go read the Substack. It's over at Joshua Heath Scott over at Substack. It's called What Happened to Me, I think. And I really am thankful for all the support from the fans. This is kind of the first. It is. This is like the first official thing I've done. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, I was going to do some earlier stuff, but yeah, I just haven't felt great or like scheduling didn't work. So I'm here. The liquidation cell is how I come back onto Pedal Earth. So it's good to be here. And I do feel good. Okay, let's do Crimson.
Yeah.
I was told Crimson. Let's do that. All right. Crimson and Clover. That song has a tremolo effect on the vocal. Sometimes I wonder what it is. I think it's a Fender amp. I don't know. So here's the Crimson next to its origin. Let's plug it up here. This is, it's my favorite for like the next 25 seconds. Everyone has seen like these, like the big Chungus green big muffs. So this is similar, but the Red Army is really unique. I am in the midst of, we've wrapped up this book. I've been working on a book for years with Daniel Danger. It's publishing on Third Man. Stay tuned for more info on that. So Electro-Harmonics history, I could talk about this for like 12 hours. It's like the moment I set it on the table, I want to tell you everything, so I'm just not going to do that. I'll do that later. Basically, Mike Matthews had lost the Electro-Harmonics trademark So he put his name on this, and then Sovtek stands for Soviet Technology. Red Army Overdrive. It is a big muff. I have the prototype to this here. There's a couple. But at the end of the day, it's a weird big muff because of Russian parts. This feels more like an overdrive. I don't think it was intentional. I think that after the fact of him getting back his prototype samples from the Soviet Union, I think that overdrive label got put on here because it's still a big muff. Like, it's going to blow your head off, but it is more on the lighter, natural side. It's my favorite big muff tone. I discovered this after the Muffaletta. When I did the Muffaletta all those years ago, I really had never played this. I couldn't find one. And then the moment I found one, they started pouring from the sky. Now I have a bunch. But at the time, I was kind of ignorant to this model. So it was cool to have the Crimson. It's fantastic on bass. I think what I'll do is after I jam on this with the guitar, I'll put it on the bass loop of the next one. That sounds like a plan. All right, let's demo it. Let's see here. I mean, that's a big muff, but let me show you some of the overdriviness of it. Let me max the distortion out. It gets really bright. But it also goes full, little more mids when you back off that tone control. As Mike would say, violin-like sustain. And then if you push in the mod or mode switch, you get a mid boost. We should, let's continue this hip hop journey we're on. You're on it with me whether you like it or not. Let's see what this beat is. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's go real slow. It's like a Brian McKnight song. I just need like some background singers. Yeah, all right, let's lay down a bass loop on this.
Hey Josh.
Oh, delay and reverb is just owning the screen. That is weird. How long has that been up?
Like 15 seconds, I don't know.
Okay. Hey, this is live stream 101 here. Something got bumped. I got it fixed. All right. Okay. Yeah, those are cues in our Nick's running in. Those are cues from our live streaming setup. There was an episode, I remember Addison was here. That's how old that is. And we were showing, oh, it was like the pedals of the year or something, 2023. I need to delete those. All right. What did we miss? Did we miss anything? I mean, they could hear me.
No, you're
okay.
You're
all right.
good.
you're here for a live stream. You know what you're getting into. All right, let's look at this. I kind of like these hip hop beats. I'm not gonna lie. Turn a little drive on. I'm using the punchline here. Okay. That's grimy, very grimy. Sounds like not like a raging big muff right now. I'm also just playing it really lightly, so I'll just try to put it through the paces tonally. Just a simple tape echo. Okay. Yeah, big sounding. What else to say? I don't think there's anything else to say about that one. Let's look. Let's do some updates here, real-time updates. And also I'll do some more questions. How long have we been going? Like an hour?
It's 11:50.
I feel like I've barely done anything. I could do this all day. I might go 9 hours, 9 or 10 hours. I will not get off this live stream till they're all sold. That's not true. I have recovered well, but I'm real tired all the time. When you crash into your face and break everything in your body for like the next 6 months, I've been told, is constantly like, hey, let's take a nap. So hey, let's take a nap. That's going to happen around 12:30. Let's see here. Real-time numbers. Where you at? Oh, Mary Kay is down to 60 units left. So that's so cool. I love it. We're about to be completely underneath 1,000 on all of them. So we have the Berkeley, we have 400, like I'll just round it off here. Like we have 450, Bender's at like 550, Crimson's at like 1,000, Mary Kay's at 50, plugins at like 500, Smiley's at 600. So that's like that's where we're at with things. This is awesome. Thank y'all so much. We have, yeah, this is great. Let me do some questions. Roberto Duran asked, I did kind of answer this, but I'll just do the question for the sake of the question and then answer it properly. Do the Mary Kay and Supreme overlap in sound quite a bit? I recall Josh saying the original pedals were based on, the original pedals they were based on were based off each other. So yeah, they're both super fuzz circuits. The Mary Kay is simplified. Some people really prefer the K fuzz, the Mary Kay, but the Supreme or the super fuzz versions are just way more popular and more famous. So if you like one, you'll like the other. They are a different flavor. You could own both. If you're an octave fuzz person, you should get both. They're really amazing. And that's like $160 for both. That's cheaper than a single pedal normally. I think that's the simple answer. I would just say the Mary Kay is the underdog in that. It's the more unknown collectible unit, but that's why I put it in Legends of Fuzz. Originally, the Legends of Fuzz concept was if we kept doing them, I was going to get more and more obscure. The first drop had the fuzz face, the tone bender, right? The big muff. But as I kept going, I was getting weirder and weirder. So that's where things like the graphic fuzz you saw earlier and all these other weird things I was going to do were going to come up. But, the plans are made to change. So that's a great question. Michael Whaling, will you be doing more shows on a regular basis? Yes. As you can tell, this room kind of got redid. I'm sitting at my actual desk. I've moved my desk in here, which it wasn't. And yeah, I mean, the priority at JHS has never been YouTube. It's growing a great pedal company, taking care of our employees, taking care of our customers. And so there's obviously been this season of like my busyness. I've been finishing a massive book project. I've been just trying to do life and get work to stop at like 5 o'clock, like family time type stuff. So yeah, there's been some reorganization of priorities over the last year or so. And we've been really focused on how can we do things differently, but I am officially like pretty pumped to get back into YouTube more and jump into the history stuff. And I think I'm going to do it in a different way, but I just want to do consistent. Like I want to show this museum. I mean, I'm sitting in here with thousands of pedals. They're wrapped all in the front of me. So I'm really excited about that. And we officially have made a space here. We went through a physical move. The production of the pedals used to be downstairs. We have moved to a second location for that. And then we remodeled this upstairs. So this is now like my spot. Nick has his own spot. There's a third film room. So we went from this room where everything was done in here, which can be pretty brutal when you're needing to film like a short form, but then somebody wants to film an episode. And then there was no desk at this entire building for you to work at. So we went from that, which kind of broke itself, to having a bunch of spaces, and we're doing like parallel creation of content. It's exciting. So yes, longest answer ever. I'll be doing more stuff regularly for sure. Let's do one more question. The Aussie says, Belle, you have to help me. What is the one they screwed up? What's that one?
I don't know. I have no idea what they're talking about.
What does that mean, the one they screwed up?
What is the one they screwed up?
I'm not sure. That must be a typo. I'm not aware that we screwed anything up. Maybe we can figure that out. Let's move to. So I have 3 more to play. Oh man, I wanted to be here for like 2 hours. I might try to milk it, try to keep it going. All right. So, also, I already said this, but these are still available. They're awesome. Put these after your fuzzes. They're on the website. So this is the Hot Pink Nautical Unlimited, and then the Trapper Keeper Splatter Limited. These are awesome. So, yeah. When you hear, if I'm playing a jam ever, if you've ever watched YouTube and I'm using fuzz, I typically have a clon on after it. In these demos, though, I'm not doing that unless I tell you. So everything you've been hearing, I haven't had the clon on really much. If I turn it on, I'll tell you. So what you're hearing is just the pedal. Let's go to...
Josh, they were talking about the Not a Dumble.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We have an episode about it.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole episode where I explain that whole mix-up. That was a blast. I'm being sarcastic. Actually, I mean, it was fun to be able to fix it. And there is a V2 of that coming. It won't be like soon. It got designed pretty much immediately. I've told you this, but if you're around, you know that bit. Let's move to a weirdo. Let's move to one of the more fun. This is from the second drop. Before I do that, though, Bell dug up these clips from the release. I'm going to play the original release in the pandemic. We couldn't come in this room. I mean, this is literally the front of the pandemic. This is like March. It's like super early. And, you know, we think like, if I breathe on you, you will die, right? So we're just not sure. So Nick and I did the release videos. We filmed separately and combined the edit. So it's super fun. Let me find it here and pull it up for you. Yeah, check this out. That's so wild. We have another clip. I'll just go ahead and show it. Nick, I'm showing old clips of us.
Nice.
Here's so this is the 2023 drop. This is the original jams from that. And we were together. We weren't having to scrub things down with Clorox wipes. So here that is. Let's see. We have the plug-in 1967 California. We have the Berkeley 1973 California. And last but not least, the Mary Kay 1969 Japan. Yep. It's fun to revisit those. Especially the pandemic one is crazy. Like, I remember, I mean, Belle's kitting up stuff. People are building at home, and we're like, everyone else had kind of stopped, which is smart. But we were like, well, we're capable of building this new line of fuzz pedals in the homes, and all the employees were pumped to still work. So we like built them at home, and it's just a really cool memory. Like, you know, if there's ever a JHS biography of the company, there's this weird moment where these pedals are really special because they showed a little bit of that, like, I don't know, just the go get it, like do something crazy kind of spirit we've always had as a company, where we just chose to not just sit at home. We actually released a line of pedals in the midst of the pandemic, and that's just such a great memory. Yeah, and they were immediately fantastic sellers, and this is so cool to have that work because it's not easy. Also, we have 100 of these guys in stock. I'll put it down here. This is the Vulture. The Vulture. Vulture, as in a vulture, but with volts. Vulture. 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 Y'all with me? Everybody's with me. Okay.
I don't understand.
Yeah, Vulture. It's real clever. You essentially so this is my power, right? I'll demo it with this pedal. you plug it in, and then you take an extra power cable that I conveniently have over here. Oh my gosh. And then you just go out. So essentially it's putting a potentiometer between your power supply. And this, you can't hurt a pedal by underpowering it. Like, you can't hurt a fuzz pedal. So now, watch the LED on the Berkeley. So I can go full 9 volts, John Voight. Okay, you can go like this. And these LEDs kind of correspond. So I'll start at full 9 and I'll kind of demo it. I don't remember how this, some pedals sound like flipping amazing with this and some sound like garbage, but it's generally awesome. Yeah, let's demo this. This is such a weird pedal. I do want to brag for just 1 second. I need to brag. I have the original box to this. This is the rarest box I have, I think. It's amazing. And we need a stinger. God, it's been so long. It's been like 2 years since. I gotta hit it again. Smell the box. One more. All right. Perma-Moist isn't on here. You would get that too. This is actually pretty crisp. But look how cool this is. 69 bucks. It's the original box, y'all, for one of the weirdest, rarest pedals ever made. Super cool. 4 people cared. If you cared, just say in the comments. All 4 of you. All right, let's go bite full up. This is a very loud pedal. This pedal, so this is by Sea Moon. It comes out in the 70s. This is 73 specifically. Sea Moon is a bizarre company. They have ties to Craig Anderton and stuff like that. Eric Johnson, there's a demo video of him using this using this pedal. There's made in Berkeley. That's why we called it the Berkeley. So here we go. It actually cleans up really nice. I'm just rolling the volume back with my finger. Yeah, that's great. We have about 450 of these left, so it's getting low. If I turn the bite all the way down, it gives off distortion plus vibes. It is an op-amp distortion, but it's a fuzz. It's kind of this circuit that's trapped between that op-amp, hard clipping op-amp distortion of the 70s and like, I want to be a fuzz really bad. I mean, the Rat does that too. That's kind of how this feels. This is like an awkward, not as... there's no negative vibe here. I would have never made it, but it's like a less polished Rat. And I don't say that negatively because it's awesome. It has that kind of feeling of like, it's an op-amp circuit. It's clipping like a distortion plus, but it goes too far. The op-amp's getting the crap clipped out of it. It's really interesting. And that's the mode down, which gives it way more gain. Let's vulture it. We need a stinger. Does it vulture? Uh-oh, it's a gated fuzz now. See, that sounds like an amazing gated big muff now, which it doesn't at all by itself. But when you put this little thing there, like, that's really cool. So I'll turn it back all the way. Just know that this is awesome, and if you love dirt pedals and fuzzes, distortions, I mean, everything from a DS1 to a Rat to a Klon. Well, Klon will sound stupid because of the charge pump, most likely. But you get the idea. Like, you can put it on any dirt pedal, like something like our Angry Charlie. But when it comes to fuzz, it's pretty magical. So I'll demo it like this. The real question I have to answer here is what drum style. I think I should demo some drum styles. What do y'all think? Anybody have a drum style? How about I give... Here's a hand percussion.
Do you have a heavy metal drum?
I do. There's funk as well.
Daniel Danger says you won't ever play above 120 BPM.
I'm about to crush his dreams. Does he want metal?
He just said you'll never play above 120 BPM.
I mean, I don't. I've never wanted to. To me, fast tempos are stressful. Here's metal. What are we at? What's the BPM? I mean, let me get it to 120. Daniel, I'm at 121. Bam. This is going to be so bad. Let's put the crimson on the bass, like I said I would do. Alright, if we're going to use metal, I got to pause it. Like, that's already too much for me. I'm a simple kind of guy. That's such stressful drumming.
There's simplicity in the complexity if you just give into it.
If you give into it?
Yeah.
I would rather give into yacht rock. I get it. I get it. I'm just not a metal guy. I don't have to be. I don't have to be what y'all want me to be. Nobody wants me to be a metal guy. Nobody's asking. All right, let's patch in this big muff. This is about to be the stupidest jam you'll hear ever. And here's what's crazy. People will love this jam. I will be miserable doing it. They're gonna make memes out of it. I know they're gonna make memes.
They just want to see you suffer.
Well, they're gonna hear a horrible jam. First of all, like there's no question how bad this is about to be. Like, it's not my forte at all. Here we go. Let me get the big. So I have the crimson here on bass. This is a 4-pedal setup. Here we go. That's nice. See, I keep playing like Starflyer riffs. Lord help me play metal. What does a metal player do? Like, do metal players just like... Is that like... I don't know. I don't know. I don't...
Channel Gorthalax.
I am so afraid of what I'm about to make in front of people, but I don't care. I've never cared. Here we go. It doesn't sound like metal. The moment I play any note, like right now it's metal, but all right. All right, I garbage.
Got 10 Mary Kay's left.
What's that?
10 Mary Kay's left.
10 Mary Kay's left. Let this metal usher in a sellout at Mary Kay's. Let's turn the reverb off. This is not a metal pedal. There's so many problems with everything here. I've already lost. I've lost. That's so bad. Daniel taught me this chord though. On to save me. Not metal, definitely not metal. It's just not great. It's okay though. That's a lot of gain. Alright, that's the Berkeley. I know one thing for sure. When they designed this in the early 70s, they never heard this beat. It was never in the playbook. There was not a single person like, one day my pedal's gonna get played over that sick beat. What? Oh my gosh. Whew. I need that nap. Daniel, I only did that because I care. For some reason.
Everyone loved it. Nobody was making fun of you at all.
It needs to be made fun of. I mean, I'm like, go for it.
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, good. I mean, it's painful. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's do some more questions. This is fun.
There's 3 Mary Kays left.
They gone. What's our total sold so far on the live stream?
Over 3,000. I'll check once.
That's cool. That's great. Let's see here. Let me just do some questions. Meticulous Musician. Great name. Dig it. How does the Bender compare to the Firefly? That's a great question because the Firefly was the germanium clone of that tone bender I showed earlier. So every time anyone's ever asked, hey, I love the tone bender that was the Firefly, or the tone bender that was in the Calhoun, or the tone bender that was in the Bun Runner, I say buy the Bender. The Bender is that sound. Like that was the point. It's iconic. It's one of my favorites ever. So yeah. That's my favorite question. See, meticulous musicians thinking deep. Playing chess with questions. So yeah, don't forget this. This is awesome. Is this on manual? Everything's manual focus, which it should be. The Vulture. These are great. Nice little accessory. It's like bubble gum at the gas station. Just throw it on your order. Juan and Rebecca Sierra. Fuzz for worship. So like praise and worship musicians, or should stick to overdrive, distortions, and boost. So the Bender I mean, the bender's the go-to there. The tons of people use big muffs. Tons of people use. I would say the plug-in, which I'm about to get to. You'll hear that. Those are great. Those are fantastic. Great question. XXIII. I don't know Roman numerals. Hold on? Isn't that a pop star? Is that like?
I think that's the name of Grimes and Elon Musk's baby.
I'm glad you're here, Grimes Musk. What if my meat tastes like coffee? I can't help you there. Where are these pouring in from? Like, I feel like there's some like a chat bot faking us out here. Let's see. Moses Perry, can you explain the mode button on the Mary Kay? It just adds a little bit more frequency substance, so like some low end mid boost, which inherently affects like how the octave and the gain feel. It's like to me it's like a more better switch, and that's not what anyone wants me to say, but it's like that's just what it is. Like it doesn't need the switch, but on all of them I wanted to offer something besides like a clone, so that's the way I did it on those. I just put in like, hey, this is a mod, this is a JHS mod. Kevin Braden, do you have a recommendation for one of these on bass? I do just want to say here, let me give the bass players some love. They never get love, ever. They're very mistreated people. Belle's married to one. I mean, she doesn't even love him. It's like there's bass players are so abused. So I have the Crimson. Let's demo some of these on bass that I think are good. How's that feel? Let's see here. Let me get these out of the way so you're not distracted. And throw them on the floor. The original Fresh Fuzz weighs like negative weight. It's like 7 ounces or something. All right, so this is a Crimson on bass. Here's the bypass. I'm gonna mute my mic because you hear too much pick attack. That's by far the best for bass because thousands of people use big muffs on bass. There's a reason. This particular circuit, the Red Army version, it's just a little bit more overdrivey, and it's perfect. Like, it is a perfect bass fuzz. I almost put this underneath the table here. I'll show you one day. I built like a new live stream looping rig and stuff and cleaned it up. I almost had this on the bass board because it is like absolutely the best bass fuzz that we've ever made. So, yeah. I mean, the Muffaletta, if you go to Civil War or Soviet, sure, it's good. This is better, in my opinion. It just feels nice. It doesn't go too far. And this mode switch on the side is so awesome. That's on, and then this is off. Yeah, it's fantastic. I think I'll show you the plug-in. Yeah, well, to be honest, the Berkeley is really great as well. No one talks about that. I mean, the Berkeley's such a... I just demoed it. It's the Fresh Fuzz. Let me plug it up on bass. It never... The Berkeley, it's one of the oddest ones, right? It's like the most unheard of circuit coming from the Fresh Fuzz. It's fantastic on bass, though. I mean, that is a straight up bass overdrive. Check that out. It's almost like a nice tube preamp when it's set low. Those are two like obviously great pedals for bass from this line. I'll try to remember to demonstrate the plug-in because I think it's another great option. So, all right, let's plug up the. Let's do the plug-in. Let's get right to it. The plug-in is. It's like pots and pans clanging over here. Let's see. This is so exciting watching me hook pedals up. I know you love it. All right. So the plug-in, I was so excited for this release in the second batch. I think that second batch release is pure fire because you get a really good version of this old vintage Boss tone. This is like the Spirit in the Sky fuzz. So, it's just fantastic. Like, this is the old original version. You know that because of the gray rollers. If you ever see one of these with the gray rollers and it's cheap, buy it. That means it's like the early first version. So the plug-in is this in a pedal format, and then you obviously have the mode or the mod as well. So, let's demo it. All right, this is my favorite one now. The Mary Kay was. This is like, gosh, this is such a good pedal. And you really can't find great, dependable, affordable versions of this. You just can't. It's such a class. Like, what more iconic riff is there in fuzz history than the There's like no better fuzz riff than that, and that's this circuit. It's just so cool. Back that off a little bit. My pinky brace keeps hitting the strings. It's so annoying. You get the point though. It's fantastic. And it has like an overdrive feel, but it also blows out and does crazy stuff when it's all the way up. Okay, we need a new drum genre. There's marching.
That's good.
Let's listen to marching. It's going to be at 120. I got to handle that though. What? Who uses this? I mean, someone. Should I try to use this? It's like I'm on the battlefield. That is just I don't know. I can't do marching. What's jazz? Jazz medium swing.
What is jazz?
What is it? Oh, that's straight up. Hold on, there's gotta be.
Oh, hey. Nick said if you slow down the marching, you can do Friday Night Lights soundtrack.
He has a point. Let's try that. Let me go to marching 1. All right, hold on. I mean, how much slower? Did I go halftime? That's that's not even healthy. That's not healthy for anybody. All right, let's do punk. Wanna do punk?
Yeah.
That was great. I love that. This is punk? This is like Coldplay. This is in my place. I'm doing punk, apparently. No, that's not punk. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to use this, though. This is hilarious. All right. Let's throw down a bass line here. Forgot to patch my patch bay back. That's important. Here we go. Okay. Again, it's just going to sound like Starflyer. Yeah, this is Coldplay mixed with Starflyer. I don't know what's going to happen here. It's a great distortion. I really like it. It's my favorite right now. So we sold out of the Mary Kay. We're really low on some of these numbers. The plug-in is only 500 left, so that's awesome. This is the cleanup. It's worth showing. Instead of going like fuzz to clean tone, it kind of does fuzz to distortion, which is, it feels like it is very pronounced when it drops. That's super cool. All right, let's do some more questions. What else we got here? We got, yeah, we're down, we're like just a few hundred of some of these. The Crimson, we still have like 980. That one's always been like a little mind-boggling to me. I remember when we dropped the Legends of Fuzz, I was like, oh, the Red Army one, you know, I didn't have a name at the time, but I was like, yeah, the Crimson's it's gonna sell amazing. It has never sold amazing, which is so weird. I think it's the most normal. It's probably, I mean, to be honest, it's probably because there are so many affordable big muff circuits. And that's okay. Like even EHX, their nanos are amazing, but there is no Red Army variant affordable. And I think it's just a bit of like, what is it and how is it different? So I hope I've explained that well. It is fantastic on bass. It's a great overdrive. Yeah, we're down low on some of these, which is great. Let's do some questions. All right. Daniel Danger asks, which pedal would help Josh play more blackened death metal? Probably a DoD grunge. Like a DoD grunge would get me there. Nate Moon Life, which Legends of Fuzz would be most similar to a Sola Sound Fuzz? That's the Bender, for sure. Leyland Sweeney, how does the Lizard Queen compare to the Supreme and Mary Kay? That's a great question. The Lizard Queen is like if you took the Supreme or the Mary Kay, the Univox Super Fuzz circuit, and ran it through like a Vitamix and poured some gravel in it. Similar, but Vitamixed gravelly. Yeah, it's way more lo-fi, which is hard to believe because the Supreme, it's already so lo-fi. It's crazy. Let me see here real quick. You know what? I just cut some bass from my vocal and all the air conditioning went away. That feels nice. Let's see. Listen, I'm turning the bass up. I sound like Barry White. But listen to our air conditioner. God, it's so ratchet. And then here we go. What? This is
great content.
It's good. Listen to the air. Listen to the air. I hate this sound. Like my whole professional life, recording studios are filming. This is Satan. I'm getting rid of Satan. It's called low end roll off. My voice isn't so boomy now though. We'll have to figure this out. We'll have to do an insert or something. That helps. I'm going to let it roll. Okay, next question. Tomb King Tristan, why add the Klon? I love it. I love the Klon as a filter, like an EQ filter after fuzzes. So let me demonstrate it again. It's just, I think everyone should do it. I'm going to turn my mic off. I'm going to play the plugin. Plugin's on. Okay. So now let me turn the mic off and I'll turn the Klon on. I just like it. Why ask why? Just try it. Try it sometime. as the great song says, release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your face. Eric Cole, clon settings for After the Fuzz. My clon settings are, let me show you, on this top down. We have these available on the site right now, limiteds. So my settings, is that, yeah, that's visible. Okay. I do treble at noon on a clon because I like it at noon. Gain, I point it into the corner of the enclosure, which is always like, what is that? Is that like 1 o'clock, 1:30? I don't know. It's in whatever pedal you're on, pointed at the corner. And then volume is wherever. But this is the world I live in right here. Yeah, great question. Let's keep rolling on these. These are great. Super chat from Jessica. Thank you, Josh. Your Substack is fantastic. Thoughtful, engaging writer. Thanks for your encouragement to people to think and not just react. That's awesome. Thanks for reading. Fantastic. There's some super nerdy pedal stuff over there mixed with like not super nerdy. It's just whatever I feel like writing. I did this massive essay on the cyclicality of pedal history. I warn you, it's not for the faint of heart. If you love pedal history, it's over there. I don't even know what I called it. It's I don't know. It's one of the Substacks. It's in the last like 4 weeks or something. I think it has Back to the Future. It has Marty McFly standing there on the image. Nate Moonlife, the Bender good for a Solus Sound Fuzz replacement? Yes, I think I answered that earlier. Yes, I did. He got 2 questions in. He's a winner. Danger Nick, what is it when it's bending when the tone is how you would know? What is it when it's bending when the tone is how you would know? That is, I have no idea how to answer that. Whoever's filtering these questions.
Joshua.
Belle's like, it's not me. It's not me. Joel DeField, is it possible to reamp and preserve the volume cleanup effect? That's a good question. I'm not the best person to ask reamping questions. I believe so. I think it comes down to like, there's so many different ways to reamp. Does a transformer in a reamping box get in the way of that? That's a really good question. I wish I could answer you. People in the chat probably can. I need to experiment with it, and it's been years. I haven't reamped a guitar in like 20 years. The Aussie says, do you agree that there are no bad pedals unless it's really noisy? I reckon I can make anything sound good. Views. Yes, I've always said this. There are no bad pedals. I mean, there's one bad pedal in the room. I'll never tell you what it is. It's horrible, though. It's in a bottom drawer over here. 6th drawer over on the bottom. Unbelievably bad pedal. You'll never know because I'm not that kind of guy. One more question, then we'll jam on the Smiley. Everyone's gonna die to know what that pedal is. I can see it in my mind right now. It's a few drawers over, down at the bottom. I could walk. I could the lights could go out. I could walk over and grab the. I know exactly where it's at because it's so bad. It has burned itself in my psyche. All right. SRone45, what do you like on your burger? There's 2 different moods for me. There are 2 burger moods. I live in a duality. One is I want to go to Five Guys and I want mayonnaise, bacon, cheese, grilled mushrooms, A1 steak sauce. And then there's the version of me that's more normal. I just go to McDonald's. Hear me out though. The normal hamburger plain. And they're going to say plain. And you're going to go, I just want the meat and the bread. It tastes great. I love it. I feel like it's perfect because they have to make it thin. And you taste the salt and pepper. You can hate on me all you want. Don't really care. All right. Let's jump down here. I live a dual burger life. And I'm not ashamed. All right, we're at our last pedal. Are the numbers pretty updated, Belle?
Yes.
I'll read those off in just a second. This is so fun to be back, number 1, without my face crushed in. And number 2, it's just fun to be hanging out with you. I really appreciate you being here. Get to play some Fuzz. First time back on the internet in a while. Really cool. Love it. Smiley. The Smiley has been the 2nd best seller ever because it's based on the Fuzz face and you know, the fuzz face is magical. This particular unit is really great. It's a 1972 BC 108, so we copied it perfectly. And yeah, it's a good pedal. Let's see, live updated numbers. We've sold about 3,500 on the stream. That's fantastic. We have everything but the Mary Kay. There's still some stuff left. That's awesome. So exciting. It's cool to get these out there cheaper, let people enjoy them, do this live stream, social post, even our email list and stuff. So yeah, I think these will, my guess is these will be totally gone. I thought it was a day. Like in my head, I was like, it's a day. That feels about right. I don't know. Anybody have any predictions?
End of the week, just because I'm pessimistic, but
yeah,
that's probably not true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The numbers have been moving about what I thought, I think. I don't know what I thought on some of them. All right, let's jump in here. Smiley, let's turn off. All right, let's do the neck pickup. I'll just say this. Just turn the fuzz all the way up. Don't dink around with these. Don't do it. Just on a real fuzz face, take this knob and gaff tape it. Like, don't do this. Don't do anything here. It's so bad. But I kept it true. Just turn it up. If you're a crazy person, mess with this knob. And some of you are, and that's fine, and we love you. But if you're normal, just crank that knob. And then that way, all of your gain control is in your guitar. That was fun. I threw on some Univibe there. All right. I need to get out of my box with the drum beats. This is it. This is the final chance. What does R&B sound like? It sounds like the other beats. Just slower. Reggae. This is where I'm at.
Do you have Bossa Nova?
Yeah, I bet I do. Bossa Nova. I don't see that. I see Brazilian. Yeah, here it is. It was under Brazilian. What am I supposed to play to that? Like what? Let's keep going. Oh, the blues beat. It's just a rock beat. Like, these categories drive me insane. The blues beat is a rock beat because rock is blues. Blues.
Everybody says go back to R&B.
Oh, that's a 6/8 blues. I ain't got time for that. I'm not that good of a player. They say go back to R&B.
Yeah.
They're desperate. Let's go like, because there's like 10. I'm going R&B 10. I never go that low. I hate that. I hate that so badly. Let's see. Let's go to R&B 8. I mean, that's not far from Radiohead. Yeah, that's almost Radiohead. I'll go there. That's just a Radiohead beat. That's so funny. I need to remember that. It's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. All right. That's cool. Fuzz face Radiohead. This will end badly. Maybe not. This is nice because you don't need to hear me play blues to a fuzz face. There's a billion videos on the internet. If you want to hear blues, just type in fuzz face demo. They're all blues, so I'm not going to play blues. This is a right to refuse blues jam. Clean it up a little. Some reverse delay. So I looped a reverse part, and I'm gonna play a clone now over it with delay. Yay. That's all of them. We kind of 2 hours. I predicted 2 hours, I think. Let's lock into some questions here. Still selling. Super cool. Thanks for hanging out. How many people have been on the stream?
At peak, like 1,800, but consistently like 1,000.
That's really cool. Thanks for hanging out. Especially like kind of late morning fuzz is a thing. So thanks for hanging out. Let me knock out some final questions here. Fump, F-U-M-P. Hi, Fump. What are the differences between the Red Army and the Civil War? They're similar, but the Red Army is more of an overdrive. The Civil War is a tad more high gain. It has the examples I have. The problem with this question is if you lay 10 Civil Wars out or 10 Red Armies, they're all a little different. Big muffs are all that way. But there is a consistency in the batches of parts. The mids feel different to me, and the gain is not as extreme on the Red Army. That's a great question. Joshua Timmerman, which one do you think Billy Gibbons would play? Billy Gibbons. Plug-in. I think he would play the plug-in. He's an Expandora person, but I'm sure he's played a Jordan Boston at some point in his life. But yeah, I think that would fit for certain stuff. I don't think anything would replace his Expandora, though. If you want to sound like Billy Gibbons, get a kilt. It's based on that circuit. Brian Hornberger, Josh, which is your favorite spitty sounding of these without the Vulture? I've been considering the 3 Series. So the 3 Series Fuzz is the most versatile and tweakable fuzz face I've ever designed and put out in, other than the 66 series, which is like super limited. I haven't done batches of those in forever. The 3 Series Fuzz does the gating thing really well because it has an actual gate control. But if you're wanting the gate, the plug-in will get you closer to that gating sound. And the plug-in, the Boss Tone, it shares a little bit of topology with the fuzz face, but it's not a fuzz face. But it shares like some of the staging and gain levels and stuff. So it's pretty similar. Earl Parsons, why do you feel like these historical pedal series don't do as well as your main pedal brands? So that question's a bit loaded. I mean, we've sold, when all is said and done, we will have sold over 25,000 of these. And I would say that's sold well. But yes, why does a Smiley sitting here on the table, why does that not sell as good as a Nauticon? It just never will, because overdrives and delays and things are used by everyone, but not everyone wants to use fuzz. Fuzz is really scary to some people. But again, these have been really, really fantastic, really successful, and we have cooler things in store down the road. There's at least one new fuzz coming out next year, later in the year. It'll be a while. It's been done for a bit. We have another pedal that could fall in the fuzz category. So yeah, we don't want to get overloaded with fuzzes. Like, I don't want JHS to make like 13 fuzz pedals. Like, that's insane. But this Legends of Fuzz has been a really cool way to have a ton of fuzz pedals and do it in a way that's clean and simplified and very precise for the customer and what they're looking for. Let's see here. Daniel says, can you please make Josh play the punk settings at 190? Yeah, just for you. I'm not going to play along with them. Punk at 190. Here's 200. I mean, it has a. I said I wasn't gonna play along. Not bad. Inevitably, someone played Punk with a fuzz face. It had to have happened. Ryan Schiebel, how does the Bender compare to the EHX Bender Royale? I just got those in. I have not played them. They're in the incoming mail section that's been abandoned because of my wreck. I can tell you off the bat, the Bender Royale has a full tone control, so it's less historically accurate, way more modified. It'll have more sounds in it, but it won't be true to like the true MK3 thing, MK4. So it's not a better and or, it's just they're very different. The Bender Royale looks awesome. I mean, one obvious thing is going to be $89 versus whatever those go for right now. I have no idea. It's not $89 though. Pete the Animal Austin. I love it when people have like a nickname in their name. Pete the Animal. How you doing? Are you going to put the Ross Fuzz circuit in something else? I have no plans for that. Now I'm thinking about it. Okay, moving on from that. Ryan Schiebel? How does the Bender compare to the Bender? Who's the Bokey? He put it twice. They're messing with me. I think they're messing with me. Wiggledix Bubsy? What a name. At JHS, what makes the Crimson a must-have if I already own and use the Muffaletta? It's different than any big muff in the Muffaletta. It's more of the overdrive big muff. So if you like big muffs, you should definitely get a Crimson because you're going to drop $2,000 on a Red Army if you can find one. I think that's correct. You might get one cheaper. I highly doubt it. Kane does everything. If you had to live with just one fuzz circuit, which one would you pick? Bender. But they're gone. So, no, they're not gone. No. We have Benders. It would be Bender. Now, one of the reasons things are sold out earlier, so like the Mary Kay is sold out, but the Bender's not, it's because we always made more Benders because people bought more, so we had more inventory. So a Mary Kay never sold as well as a Bender. So that's why some of the things are selling out and some aren't. It doesn't necessarily hint to popularity. It's just that they're gone based on how much inventory we had. So let's see. Padawan Preacher. Now that we've said goodbye to Double Barrel Sweet Tea and now the Legends of Fuzz, is there anything else on the chopping block? Yeah, there's always stuff on the chopping block. I have an email going right now where I got to make some decisions. I got to put the hatchet on some other stuff because I just want to, we're going to put out so much new stuff over the next 2 years. So it's really exciting. I promise to not take essentials away. I will give them to you better, especially with the 2-in-1s. Tomb King Tristan. If I've never bought a guitar pedal, what one should I get? I like weird eras of the Beach Boys, Refused, and Belle and Sebastian. That's interesting. I would get an overdrive because you need it on any of that music. If you're on a budget, 3 Series overdrive. If you want like one of the best low gain, kind of always use in any genre, I'd get a Morning Glory. That would be my recommendation. Last question here, and we'll wrap up. How would you, this is from Iodine74, how would you compare the plug-in to the Voodoo Lab Super Fuzz, which I heard is a Boss Tone based? That is very true, my friend. You are very, very adept at that knowledge. The Voodoo Lab Super Fuzz was never a Super Fuzz. This is very confusing. It was a Jordan Boss Tone clone that they named Super Fuzz. I don't understand that still to this day. Ours is truer to the vintage spec, but that doesn't, like, it doesn't mean better. It's just truer to the vintage spec. I think we're good. I think we're done. Belle, any hold your peace or like, they want me to play all 7 at once?
A lot of people have asked for you to play all 7 at once.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be up to you.
It's not that I don't want to do this. It's like, can I? Let's see. let's see what let's see. Richie, I'll definitely need to, we'll have
Do you
to.
need Nick to come help you?
No, what I need a bunch of the short Ernie ball pouch cables.
On it.
And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need like 4 more power supply cables. We're doing this. We're gonna do it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be the stupidest thing, and not stupider than my metal jam. These deserve this kind of send out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to hear 7 fuzz pedals together?
It's gonna sound horrible. At least it's just 7. They won't even fit in the... Let's see here. This is so bad.
Is this what you need, right?
Yeah, I need, let's, like 4 more of those.
Here's 2 more.
Let's take the ties off of them.
Alright.
Well, that's fine. I mean, people are hanging. Can you grab me a DoD grunge?
Okay, there's...
Guys, I'm using the pedal power Mondo to pull this off. Highly recommended. I like any product called Mondo.
It's pretty cool.
They've earned my trust. I'm putting a grunge at the end of the signal chain for Daniel. Daniel hasn't been feeling great. He, word on the street is he had a tooth surgery or something. And, trying to heal him with the fuzz.
That'll do it.
Let's not plug it into 12 volts, which I just did. Okay. You would think I...
For that, right?
What's that?
You need an adapter for this.
Oh, I have one. I have one. It's in the chaos up here somewhere. Nick knows. This is just the most ridiculous moment in live stream, just watching this get set up.
There's 1 more.
Let's see. All right, so the path, let's patch it in here. So we'll go, this will be the output. All right, that's the return. That can get power. And then this is the send. This has never been done. Unless Ryan Burke did it. This is some crap Ryan would do on 60 cycle.
Is this chunk 12? Is this chunk 12 or 9?
They're all 9s.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all switched on the back to 9s. Okay.
So we're going.
Yeah. We're gonna go
This is
like
out.
from here to here.
So where to where?
Here to here. So I'll like,
Oh, okay.
I'll
You're
patch
down,
it.
Boy.
Yeah, put that in that output. This is hideous.
They want you to play Stairway to Heaven once you do this. This is torture.
Wow.
These two together?
Yep, that to that. Nick and I are tackling this like pros. I hate that I'm gonna have to unhook all this. That's really what I'm worried about. It's just me not eating lunch doing this. There we go.
Dry wings.
Okay. Do we do like everything gains all the way up? Tone controls centered. Oh, this is so dumb.
fingerprints.
This is so dumb. It's gonna be so bad. The grunge is just there for a buffer. Grunge buffer should be made. Just the buffer from the grunge. Oh my god. What?
You should turn them all off and then stand them back up.
Woo! All right, here's my clean tone. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
let
You gotta
me-
gain stage.
I gotta
it.
gain stage this. That sounds pretty good. The Mary Kay's gating the noise. It's like doing this wild gate. Ooh. That's awesome. Do you hear that curve?
He's going.
Do that again. It sounds like a synth. That's that Fergie song. What is, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't actually.
Oh, woo. I think it's Fergie. Ah! Okay. The tone bender is where things get bad. That volume's on like, I have to put that on like 0.01. Like it's, that op amp can't handle that. Honestly, this was the only case in history where hitting a grunge clarifies the signal. Like, when I hit the grunge, it got clearer.
Everyone really surprisingly, genuinely loved that. Everyone really enjoyed it. It was very good.
Yeah, don't... Oh my god, there's stuff everywhere. The table. Don't forget The Vulture. Get it? Vulture. A vulture eats and steals things. This eats and steals your voltage. What do we want to say, y'all? I mean, it's not goodbye forever, but it's goodbye because it's lunch. It's 1 actually here. Any final thoughts? We've sold out of stuff. We've got pedals left. Godspeed and good riddance, I guess. I don't know.
That's my favorite saying.
Godspeed and good riddance. This has been a really fun project. I do just want to say again, it's an amazing moment, like in our history, to remember building these crazy things in our homes. And if you kind of missed that at the front end of the live stream, like, I mean, we were like literally building pedals in our houses. It was insane. Such good memories. It's awesome to look back at the chaos of the pandemic and kind of remember something awesome from it. And if you have one of the versions with this sticker, that's super collectible and cool. Just know that there's not a lot of those. We've made 20. It'll be over 25,000 shipped and sold at discontinuation here. So, I mean, that serial number says 491. That's a really cool collectible item if you happen to have that. So just keep that in mind if you're a collector. I will take a couple of these that I love. They'll end up in other circuits. And there were others that were going to be put out. And they never will be, and that's life. I think Frank Sinatra said that. Mm-hmm. He did. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe. Keep up with us on socials. Getting back into the flow of some YouTube here. And these bright 80s and 90s looking Nauticlons, they're still up as well. So that's it. We're good?
Yeah.
Officially done?
Yep.
We're done. We're done. Bye.